and welcome to Pakistan This Week. I'm Nadia Naqi with the top stories from Pakistan. Here are the headlines. Around 80 people were killed in a strike against a religious seminary linked to terrorist activities. Shoaib, Akhtar and Mohammad Asif banned from domestic and international cricket for 2 years and 1 year respectively. Britain's Prince Charles visits Pakistan accompanied by his wife, the Duchess of Cornwall. And the dengue death toll rises as more dengue patients succumb to the disease. All this and more right after this. Stay with us. Welcome back. Pakistan, the frontline state in the war against terror, saw mixed sentiments and protests after army helicopters killed around 80 suspected militants at a madrasa or religious seminary in a dawn raid. Here's more.
Pakistani army helicopters killed around 80 suspected militants on Monday in a dawn attack on a religious school run by a pro-Taliban commander wanted for harboring Al-Qaeda fighters, a military spokesman said. The army said the religious school or madrasa in Chenagai, north of Kar, the main town in the Bajor tribal region bordering Afghanistan, was being used as a militant training camp. A mountainous region that is difficult to access, Bajor lies opposite Afghanistan's eastern province of Kunar, where US troops are leading the hunt for Al-Qaeda and Taliban leaders. The strike killed almost everyone present in the madrasa, although at least 3 wounded were taken to hospital in Kar. Major General Shaukat Sultan told Reuters that the compound had been destroyed and local sources said up to 80 deaths have been confirmed. Residents said they had seen 3 or 4 army helicopters flying over Chenagai at around 5 a.m. local time. No prominent militant was believed to be in the compound when it was attacked, Sultan said. Security officials said one of those killed was Maulana Liaqatullah, the pro-Taliban commander who ran the madrasa. Sultan said there were no women or children present. Bodies covered with white sheets lay in rows as Maulana Fakir Muhammad, a militant commander at the target site addressing hundreds of gunmen gathered by the ruined madrasa, declared his support for Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden and Taliban chief Mullah Muhammad Umar. Some villagers said there were young children among those killed, but Muhammad told Reuters television that the dead were aged between 15 and 25.
There was not a single person older than 25 among those killed, except for Maulana Liaqat. They were all 25, 20, 17, 18 years old. The youngest was 15. The only person older than 25 was Maulana Liaqat, who was 30 or 32 years old.
Monday's attack came 2 days after 3,000 militants held a rally near Kar, chanting support for bin Laden and Umar.
As Islamist and religious parties took to the streets in protest against the madrasa strike, President Musharraf reiterated that those killed in the Bajor agency attack were terrorists and that the action was taken against them after warnings had been issued. Addressing a seminar in Islamabad this week, the president said that the government had kept an eye on the terrorist in Bajor.
Anyone who is saying that these people were innocent Taliban is telling lies. They were militants doing military training. We were watching them since the last 6 or 7 days. We knew exactly who they are, what they are doing. They were all militants using weapons, doing military training within the compound.
Emotions ran high in the Northwest Frontier province in the wake of the attack. Protesters took to the streets. Here are the details.
More than 15,000 Pakistani tribesmen protested on Tuesday, 31st of October, over a Pakistan Army helicopter attack on an Al-Qaeda-linked religious school in a tribal region that killed around 80 suspected militants. Chants of "Down with America" and "Down with Musharraf" rang out as the tribesmen gathered in Khar, the main town in the Bajor tribal region, close to the Afghan border, in anger at the airstrike.
People from any corner of the world who dare come here are forced to run away. The British came and hit the dust. The Russians had to beat a retreat. Now America has come. It will be disgrace. Inshallah, I'm telling you that it is going to face defeat very, very soon.
Senior Pakistani security officials told reporters that Al-Qaeda's number 2, Ayman al-Zawahiri, was a past visitor to the madrasa, destroyed by a Pakistan Army helicopter attack. But he was not there when the missile struck on Monday. Several other Al-Qaeda luminaries had passed through the religious school run by pro-Taliban cleric Maulana Liaqatullah, who was killed in the airstrike along with around 80 of his followers, the officials told journalists a day after the attack. Protesters said the dead, mostly young men aged between 15 and 25, were merely students. But President Pervez Musharraf, speaking at a seminar in Islamabad, said they were all militants. Nowhere is Musharraf's alliance with the United States in a war on terrorism more unpopular than in the Pashtun tribal belt straddling the Pak-Afghan border. America looks upon the people of Bajor as its enemies. Let me announce here that we, the people of Bajor, take pride in being the enemies of America. Do you agree or not? Abdul Rashid, the senator from the tribal areas, told the crowd. Certainly, certainly, they replied. Any friend of America is a traitor, they chanted. A mountainous region that is difficult to access, Bajor lies across the eastern Afghan province of Kunar, where US troops are hunting Al-Qaeda and Taliban militants. Along with North and South Waziristan, Bajor is regarded as a hotbed of support for the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. Thousands of fighters took refuge in the semi-autonomous tribal lands after US-backed forces drove them from Afghanistan in the wake of September 11, 2001 attacks on US cities. The tribesmen in Khar showed their loyalty with shouts of "Long live Osama" and "Long live Mullah Umar." Similar protests took place in other parts of the northwest frontier province. The government had been trying to reach a pact in Bajor similar to accords already brokered in Waziristan to end the militancy. The airstrike appeared to end hopes of a quick deal. The US, British and Afghan governments have given cautious support to peace initiatives, but US forces in Afghanistan have noted a sharp rise in insurgent activity since a truce was reached in North Waziristan a few months ago. Islamist politicians said the attack on the school was really carried out by a US Predator drone aircraft, and the Pakistani army was covering up its acquiescence by claiming responsibility. Pakistan's military spokesman insisted, however, that the attack had been carried out by Pakistani army helicopters. The US military in Afghanistan also denied involvement. Last January, a CIA-operated Predator missile attack targeted Zawahiri in Bajor's Damadola village near the Afghan border. Intelligence officials said a handful of Al-Qaeda operatives were killed, but Zawahiri was not present.
The White House said on Wednesday that it supported Pakistan's deadly air raid on an Islamic school and praised President Musharraf for showing determination to fight terrorism. White House spokesman Tony Snow said that the strike was intended to go after Al-Qaeda, and the Pakistani government did it on the